Today you're going to be working on applying the knowledge of data tables and graphs to Super Skittles. So the goal of this is to understand data tables and graphs and to collect data and record it on a data table and visualize it on a graph. If you have a fun-sized package of Skittles from Halloween, if you decided to go trick-or-treating, absolutely use it. If not, use the one that I have. You'll also need some graph paper. If for some reason you don't have graph paper, you can just use regular paper and try the best you can, but I did offer towards the beginning of the year in September everybody graph paper and getting that to you either during school or I sent it to you through the mail. All right, so I'm going to work you through the procedure, which is really on the first page. So the first thing that you're going to do is we are going to predict how many fun-sized Skittles are in this package. Okay. So for your total prediction, you're going to go ahead and write it right here where it says total. So if you think 12 are in the package, great. If you think 20 are in the package, write it down. And then from that number, how many reds, orange, yellow, greens, and purples do you think there will be? Okay. To equal this total. So take a moment, think about in here the total and how many different totals of the colors are there. And then we can go ahead and answer this question. What did you base your predictions from? So complete sentence or sentences. Was it a random guess, which is absolutely fine? Did you base it on your favorite color, favorite flavor? Did you just divide it evenly, maybe? If you had a total here, did you divide it evenly? Or maybe you've had experience with a fun-sized package of Skittles before. All right, let's go ahead and see what we got. Well, it looks like we got all the colors. So we're going to go ahead and record that we had one red or have one red. We have 5 orange. We have 3 yellow, 2 green, and 3 purple. For a total of 14. All right, so let's look at our data table. So what would it be a good title for this data table? What are we changing? What's the MV? You're going to type it right here. And what is that affecting? What is the change affecting? Hint, hint, here is the T to separate this dark line to separate the MV on one side and the RV on the other. What are we changing and what could that affect? All right, so the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and work on a graph. I would choose not to use this graph unless you really know how to use it. It is a Google image drawing, so you can work on it. Though my 7th graders even had some problems with it. But I just put it on there just to remind you of a couple different things. I would definitely use your own graph paper or a sheet of paper and do the best you can. I would set your graph paper up like this, hot dog style, instead of vertically. That would be my choice for you. So at the top, remember that you need a title. Your title can be the same title that you used for your data table. It's always the MV versus the RV. Don't write MV versus RV. That is not correct. You got to plug in what the MV is in this experiment and what the RV is. Then we're going to have our x-axis down here, and we're going to label what's on the x-axis, and we're going to label over here vertically what's on the y-axis. And we're going to have our 0 right there. And then we're going to need to think about, okay, so I have word and number data. So I have word and number data. What type of graph is that going to be? Remember, this is qualitative and quantitative. So you got to think, is this going to be a bar graph or a line graph? Remember, the other is quantitative. That's number data. We don't have that. Okay. So then what you're going to do is you're going to probably set up your colors here. Maybe, you know, just kind of make 2 squares for red. We're going to skip and kind of make 2 bars for orange. Then we want to use this whole side kind of going up to our highest total of Skittles. We're not going to use the actual total unless you want to graph it, would be 5. So we kind of want to space it out. And then I would graph my actual data only. You're going to graph your actual data only. When you're done, you can take a picture of it. You can actually hold it up to your Chromebook and take a screenshot. You can, if you know how to embed it in the deck, you can go ahead and do that, or you can email me a picture of your graph to, of course, my amazing email address. And that's it for today.